Hello all, welcome to day 4 of the challenge. Currently my bankroll's at £35 which is about €47. We started with £10 free that they gave us for signing up, which is about €12.50. If you want to sign up as well, just use the link in the description. By registering, I've been through in previous videos, basically you get £10 free, or whatever currency you use. You get a €500 bonus as well, and you get other cool stuff for signing up. So definitely check it out. Link is in the description, as I say. So the challenge is to try and get to £1,000 using this free €10, not depositing anything else. Currently, I've just been playing cash games with the ticket, which is what you have to use it for until you unlock it. Until you play 750 flops, then you can either withdraw it or use it for whatever you like. Also got a welcome free roll ticket, which I'm going to be playing at 3 o'clock today. So that's a €500 guarantee, and it'll just be loads of new players. So hopefully, I can do, if I run well in that, I can do pretty well. Be a nice way to boost the bankroll. Again, if anyone else is doing this challenge or doing similar challenges, make sure you tweet me or leave a comment in the comments section. Okay, so 7 ace, I'm just going to check here. No real point in raising up, I don't think. So yeah, I'm going to be trying playing sort of an hour a day, like I've said in other videos. So just keeping it ticking over, and just show you how easy it is to make some money by just being consistent. So I'm just going to fold that. So the 3-4 guy limps under the gun. I'm just going to check, see a free flop, hit bottom pair. I'm just going to check this. I hit flush draw on the turn. I'm just going to check it again. Don't see the point in inflating a pot here. He randomly bets massive, which is interesting, but it's obviously a fold. Hit a gut shot. Only 10 cents in the pot, not too interested here. He bets out, and I'm just going to fold. Aces, nice hand. King ace, nice hand as well. This guy randomly shoves all in. Probably, maybe slightly ahead of him. When he calls, I'm not interested. Probably would have folded anyway, but worth to just think about these decisions for 5 seconds. I am ahead of his range, but not massively. So most of the time I'm just flipping. So there's no, this guy just taking flips with that. That's just crazy, to be honest. But a lot of people at this level, all they're doing is playing for fun. They're not really trying to make money, so it's not too difficult. Again, I'd probably be slightly ahead of him, but whether I want to be just taking flips there, I'm not too sure. So I get 2 calls when I raise it up. I'm just going to bet pretty big and try and get this in on a turn if I can. Okay, so this guy bets massive, and I'm just going to raise him all in. I'm happy to take flips with king ace, especially against a short stack. I'm good here. Just need to miss the flush, and I do, and take that down. That's fairly nice. See, a lot of people just sort of gift you money at this level, so you just have to be patient and make sure that if he did hit there, not to sort of get frustrated with it, just carry on as you normally would. So guy limps, and I'm pretty happy just to check this here. Yeah, could raise that, but again, no real point. Just see a free flop. If people are willing to limp in, then just see free flops. You can punish them, obviously, especially if you're in position, but out of position with that sort of hand, I'm not too interested in it. Nines here, I'm just going to open. Aces again on this table. Seem to be running fairly well to start with in this challenge and today. So guy rises under the gun, I'm just going to pump it up quite big. He's got a big stack, so I want to get as much money as I can. He makes probably a sensible fold there. I think a big mistake is when people get aces and suddenly they just click it back, because for two reasons. One, it makes it suddenly sends a shock to the other person, and they think, well, what's he doing this with? And it makes them start to think, and also you don't get enough money in the middle, so it's quite easy for them to call you and try and crack your aces. So I don't often recommend just making these weird small bets. Obviously there's some time when you do it, but sometimes it's best just to play normally. So, like I mentioned earlier, with the free £10 or €10 you get to start with, you have to see 750 flops before you can only play NL4 cash game, and you have to see 750 flops before you can play any other game. This is currently day 5, I believe. I've seen about 180 flops, so it'll only take a few weeks to unlock it, and by that time I can build up a proper bankroll to move up to NL10. I probably won't want to move up to NL10 yet. So it's not. I'd probably be playing this level anyway, so it doesn't really make any difference. Also, you do have to see one flop at least one flop every 7 days. So if you are planning to take a break, make sure that you just join the table or join the tables once a week and just play 1 or 2 hands, hit a flop, and then sit out, because obviously you lose the bonus if you don't play within 7 days. So I'm just going to add 4 cents on for the limper. Nine seven's fine to raise here. Call on the button, not the greatest thing. We go multi-way, don't hit anything, and I'm probably happy just to check this down, really. I've got this hand, but as he's out of position, I'm just going to raise it, put a bit of pressure on the limper. This hand just a standard C-bet. I think we'll take it down a lot of the time here. He decides to call, so I'm just going to check. Don't really have anything, don't have any reason to bet again. He's not going anywhere with a lot of his hands that he has. Any ace, even flush draws might even make a call. An 8 probably makes a call as well. Got a limper. Happy just to give that one up, to be honest. So in 4 days of the challenge, we've made about €30, I'd say, or about £25, including our free 10, so that's £35 in 4 days, which is about an hour a day, so 4 hours. That's a pretty good win rate so far. Obviously, I don't expect to keep that up, but it just shows that you can make some decent money from these levels, even though it's just only €4 on the table at a time. there's still some money to be made. As you can see, a lot of limping here on the button, but don't, punish the limpers, but also sometimes with these sorts of hands, just see a free flop. Got a gut shot there, but not with no money in the pot hardly. I'm not really bothered about chasing it. Especially when there's a flush draw out there, even if I do hit, it could be counteracted by him having a flush and just make matters worse for me. This guy's raised again, and I'm just going to call this time. Raised with aces before, so I'm just going to call this time. Okay, I'm going to raise this up quite big. Right, so we hit a nice flop for our hand. Not going to go too crazy. I think this guy's pretty solid as well. Just going to bet probably 2 streets now for value, depending on what comes on the river. This I'm going to pump it up big and get the fold. Often if you just make clear big bets, then people will listen to you. Pocket 2s is just set mining hand really. So I'm happy just to go to 12. I could put extra 16 to keep it consistent, but at the same time I'm pretty happy just to get as many people in the pot to see a flop as I can, hopefully hit a set. This guy should call, he does. I could bet this flop. I'm going to go ahead and raise because I think he's quite weak. He's limped in, he's cold. He's just put a tiny bet on the flop. Don't want to make it easy for him. So there you go, so I get taken down. Often with sets I will just give up, but sometimes when someone's shown such weakness, I am going to put pressure on them. If he calls there, I probably do give up on a turn. Okay, so this guy's limped pretty much every time, so I'm just going to put pressure on him. I've got an okay hand. He's done it so many times that I can't keep letting him get away with that. I hit middle pair on the flop, and I'm just going to bet out of it. I hit a flush draw, and I'm just going to check for pot control. He checks as well. Hit 2 pair on the river, but obviously there's a flush out there, there's a straight out there. Probably call off a river bet from him. He's gone absolutely massive, so I think I'm behind here suddenly. It's tempting to make a call, but I don't think I've got the odds really to call. Okay, so suddenly that's randomly set me out all tables. Yeah, that was a debatable hand, that one. It was not a very nice hand. If he'd bet less, I would have probably just had to call him. As he bet so big, it's such a random way to make a bluff, to limp in pre. Limping in pre, he could have anything. He calls, which still probably means he could have most hands. That's why sometimes I don't like raising, because that sort of, you can get yourself into tricky spots. So a check there might have been best pre, but and he does call, so it doesn't really narrow his range down. I bet out and he calls, so he must have something, I'm guessing, by now. The turn comes when we both check, and then suddenly he bets big on the river. It could be, it looks like it doesn't make sense, so therefore it could be a bluff, but at the same time, betting so big into a smallish sized pot, often people at this level don't like doing that on such crazy bluffs. Just raise ace-5 here, which is okay to raise, I think. Don't hit anything on the flop, so I'm just going to check it for control. The guy bets 4 cents, and I'm just going to take pretty much what is a free turn. Oh, and he raises some fold. So yeah, I don't know about that hand. It's a bit of an awkward one, but I don't think 10-7's good a lot of the time. I think he has us beat. I mean, it's probably 50-50, but he made it so big that I took a fold. Again, trying to punish the limpers here in this table. Maybe not the best idea against a short stack. Could have thought that out better. Just going to try and bet and get it in on a turn. Nothing. Not trying to play this tricky. We've got top pair, and he has a 3 of a kind. So fair play to him. We've been running well the past few days, so we probably deserve to run into a bit of bad luck. Maybe again, that's another spot with the sort of when someone limps and you raise with a weakish hand that you get yourself into those spots. But so maybe I could just check it. But I like to try and punish the limpers. I don't like them to make it. I don't like to make it easy for them to limp. I want to try and take up that dead money in the pot because a lot of times I'll just fold, and it's just dead money there that I can take. Again, dead limper, putting that sort of money in the pot. I'm just going to raise it up. Got king, ace, queen this time, which is a better hand. So, okay, we go multi-way, and I don't hit anything. So I'm just going to check. I'll fold when he bets out. Um, 10 king, I'm going to call this. Raise with it. Put a bit of pressure on him. You can raise it 10 king, but not one of the best hands to raise. Happy just calling. I haven't hit anything. Probably happy just to check this down unless I hit a king or a 10. Check fold this down, unless I hit a king or a 10. Then he bets massive again. Oh, I'm just going to raise ace 8 on the button, suited. As I spoke about in previous days, you can raise pretty wide on the button, try and take down the blinds. You always have position when you're on the button. Get queens here. Just going to again raise it big, punish the limper. Hopefully I get call here now. Flop comes king 6. He bets out. I'm just going to call. A bet out could suddenly mean he's got a king. He's going really small here. So I'm just going to call him. I think I'm probably ahead here on the river. So I'm just going to put in a sort of small bet. I think you can call me with a lot of aces and things like that. So I've raised up from under the gun, got 2 callers. I've hit my ace, and I think I'm probably good. Again, straight draw out there, so I want to charge them for calling. So I'm just going to raise it up. look to get it on the turn. I'm just going to flick in 4 cents. It's 2 opponents with this sort of hand. You can spike a good hand. Pocket nines, decent hand. Not the best position for it though. Twos, I'm just going to set mine. Again, you could raise to 16 there, depends, doesn't really make much difference, especially at this level. Want to raise this up. I do it my set, I'm just going to bet out. Turn's not the greatest. I do it full house now though. I'm going to go big on this river. Thought I may as well shove there because he's either got a hand where he's caught not going away or a hand where he's going to fold whatever I raise. So I thought I might as well go for it all. Okay, this guy has nothing. Love to see what he had actually. So he had 4-6, so you can see in this hand where I had 9s, he had 4-6, so you can see people just like to call you nothing, so it's probably better to just be fairly nitty. And then just bet your hands big when you do get them. Kings on here, under the gun. Standard raise. King 5 I can raise from here. Multi-way pot, short stack. Not the best hand. Just want to call. See a flop, hopefully get spike something decent. Ace-3's fine on the button. Ace-5's fine from this position, suited. I don't hit anything, I'm not too bothered about carrying on with that hand. Bit big here. I'm just going to fold there. Okay, so he clicks it back to me. Often a click back means a good hand. Okay, so I think with a lot of people shoving, I think I need to be a player a bit more nitty. Jack's on the button, very nice hand. Probably happy to get it in against a short stack. So he does shove, and yep, happy to get it in. I'm ahead. Just hope I can hold, no 8, and the 8 comes. So yeah, like I said, been running pretty well the past few days, so no surprise to get a bad beat. But at the end of the day, what you've got to note is that you got it in good. That's all you can do. Once that's happened, move on to the next hand. There's no real point seeing the result. Doesn't matter the result, whether it's positive, one, negative. You've got it in good. You've played the hand well. That's all you can do. I'm just going to top up these tables. I think it's a mistake to be playing short stacked, really, unless you've got a reason for doing it. Hit middle pair. So I'm just going to knit it up for a bit for the last part of the session. I think I've been playing a bit too aggressively for these levels. As you see with 8s, people like to put it in quite... People are happy to put it in, so it's best probably just to play the strongest hands. I think I'm getting a bit carried away. Maybe a bit of what you call positive tilt, where you're playing well, you're running well, and you think you can win loads of hands by playing them. Probably best just to keep to the normal game. So I'm just going to go back to basics for the next part of the session. I'm about halfway through our session today. I think I've been playing okay, got a bit unlucky there. It's probably best just to go back to basics for the last half, see how it goes from there. Really just tightening up my range. Okay, so I'm going to raise this if pretty much whatever. So the guy limps, and I'm just going to add 4 cents on for limp attacks. The flop comes is pretty nice. Got a backdoor flush draw. Got the straight draw. Just going to bet out. I think 10 jack hits his range fairly well there. Just going to fire another barrel. I've still got the straight draw. I've got 2 overcards as well. I think if he has a 10 here, it's going to be tough for him to call. You could even have like things like ace queen, probably call there. Ace 5 maybe. So probably 2 barrels is good to play there. Okay, so because we're doing pretty well and we're going back to ABC, I'm just going to try something new. So it'd be good, interested to see in the description what you think of this, but I'm going to add a couple more tables. I'm going to add 3 more tables, and I'm going to go into cascade view instead. So it'd be interesting to see what you think, if you prefer playing in cascade view, or if you think it's worse. Okay, so it looks like we're starting new tables here. So okay, so it's going to be a bit quicker, the speed of this, but be good, interesting to hear your feedback on how you think this is. I'm just going to put the lobby there. So yeah, I'm just going to be playing my hands a bit quicker now, but I'm just going to be going back to the basics for about half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, and just see what you think. I'm playing 7 tables now. So yeah. Hit the straight, which is nice. I've got the nuts. I'm going to look to get it in on the turn. Pair of 6s, not too interested there. So this guy goes and shoves. I'm going to drag this out here just to watch the end of this hand. And he has 2 pair, and we continue. So we played that well, I think. Again, so I've said in previous videos not to just jump into loads of tables, but I've been playing this many tables before previously, so I feel like I'm comfortable with this many, and I think it might be more interesting for you to watch now at the low stakes. If you want to watch more in-depth analysis of how I'm playing, then you can watch videos 1 to 4. But I think it's best now that I just try and speed it up. Try and see as many flops as possible to unlock this and be able to move up the levels. Because it's just very ABC how I'm going to be playing. On 4 tables, it's maybe not that interesting to watch. So if anyone is thinking of joining this site, it is very good for multi-tabling, very smooth, very clear. Obviously I've chosen to cascade, but you can also choose to tile multiple tables, as you can see there. So yeah, just folding these weak hands. Not doing anything crazy. Raising ace-10 on the button. It's good position to raise. Folding all these hands under the gun. Not going to put pressure there. I'm happy to put pressure with 10 king though. I do hit the 6, but he's bet over pot, and I'm just going to continue with a C bet here when he's limped and I've raised and he's cold. So yeah, just keeping it sensible. I'm going to add another table in actually. Just keeping it sensible. Obviously, if you want to carry on playing one table, that's fine. If you want more information about how best to play ABC, look at my other 4 videos. Might go back to playing 4 tables at some point as well. Comment if you prefer to see this view, if you prefer to see me playing multiple tables like this, or if you prefer to see just 4 with more in-depth analysis on it. Just going to check this down. I've got a flush draw and an okay pair. Bets the river, I don't think I'm good there. I'm just going to call one street here. Just going to raise that up. Okay, he's bet really massive into a small pot. I have hit top pair, but still not happy about going with it. Obviously, a lot of these hands I'm just folding. Not too much information needed about why, I wouldn't think. Again, you could raise that, but I'm just keeping it pretty simple now. Back to ABC. Not trying to get myself into tough spots. So he's on min raise there, so quite a strange thing to do. Could be a misclick, could be just weird play. Folding ace 8-4. And as you can see, just playing back to basics. Playing my good hand strongly. C-bet with ace high on this flop. A lot of the time the C-bet gets a fold. When he raises, he's good, especially a min raise like that. It's really strange. three of a kind. Not going to get too excited because it's a small pot and my kicker's really weak. I'm just going to raise this for protection. I think the 10s could still be good. That's the worst flop in the world for me. Still going to bet it. Don't want to give show weakness. I'm going to see bet this. No point getting involved when I don't have it set. It's an interesting hand. I'm just going to take it to the side. I'm just going to check for pot control. He bets out and I'm going to call. Yeah, this is not a very nice river for me. Straights get there, flushes get there, and he had pretty much nothing. So I think I played that well. Bet out with ace king here once I've raised. He goes and shoves. I don't like making hero calls here, but there's a lot of draws, so I think I could be good ahead a lot of the time. I'm ahead here, and I win the hand. When there's a very drawy board and someone just goes and shoves like that, you can often have a pretty weak drawing hand, like he did. So I decided to call my ace king. Okay, I've hit top pair, but it's not the best board in the world. So it's quite an interesting one. I'm just going to pull it out here. I do get 2 folds, so that ends the hand pretty easily. Check with 3-4, can spike a flop. King 10, I'm just going to fold that. Going to bet out, got the flush draw. Couldn't take it down a lot of the time here, I think. When people limp in, they're just trying to hit and will give up if they don't have anything or not much. Hit 2 pair. Bad 2 pair, but it's still a 2 pair. I'm going to check this turn. It's probably the worst turn I can possibly think of. He checks as well. I'm just going to bet the value of the river. I think a lot of kings call here. A lot of things that I'm losing to will raise, so I can just fold. I hit my flush here. I start to get a bit messy. He goes all in, I'm just going to call. He might have a flush, but no, he has nothing. So as you can see, if you can play multiple tables and play ABC, it's pretty good, because a lot of the time that's the best strategy to play is ABC, but it can get kind of boring because there's not many decisions a lot of the time, so you can, and that's where a big mistake can come in. People start putting themselves into spots where they can make decisions to make it sort of interesting and try and be aggressive, but it's often not the best strategy for this low level. And that's why I've decided to join up a few more tables, because I was playing that sort of strategy. I was trying to raise too many hands, trying to win pots instead of just let them come to me. At this level, that's a bad strategy, I think. And I think the best is just to play it really simply. So do let me know in the comments below if you prefer me playing multiple tables like this, or you prefer just watching the 2 or 3 or 4 maybe tables with a bit more analysis. Problem is there's not too much to analyse in this level. It's quite just ABC play. But it would be good to know what you think. As you can see, I think I've been doing a lot better since I joined more tables. Just going back to basics. Get 3 of a kind, obviously not too excited because there's not that much money in the pot. Standard C bet after I've raised with the ace 10. He decides to call, and he's got such a small stack got such a small stack that I'm going to check that and give up. But now I've hit my 10, I'm just going to go all in. He could easily have me beat here, but I think he's shoving anyway, and I have to call. If he has got me beat, so I may as well put it in myself. Maybe force him to call with a wider range. Ace Queen, I'm just going to fold here. Pretty tight fold, but again, I'm probably racing a lot of the time, like here. I'm not a massive fan of racing. Okay, so we've been playing about 50 minutes now, and I think I'm just going to leave it there. So I'm just going to sit out on all my tables. I think it's been a pretty good session. I think it's an interesting session because it's shown that sometimes playing fewer tables can actually be harder because you want to try and play more hands to make it interesting. It's an interesting one what you should do. I think probably the best play is to try and stick on the 4 tables and try and just keep playing basically to start with. But if you do think you can play more tables, then definitely best to load them up because it just gives you, you can play the same amount of tables, you can play the same amount of time and be doubling or trebling your win rate. And that's what I want to be doing at this level. I just want to try and move off NL4 as quick as possible. But at the same time, you don't want to rush off the low levels if, you don't want to just win a couple of binds and think you can crush it. So it's kind of a tough one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Whether I should have just stayed playing 4 tables or whether it was a good idea to move. But I think you can see that as soon as I did, there was more action, which allowed me to play a more sort of ABC strategy, which eventually worked in the end. So yeah, quite an interesting session there, to be honest. Decent session, I think. So we won about €4 in the end, 4 euros in the end. We also unlocked a cash balance of €1, which was through this bonus, which I was talking about earlier. €500 starter bonus. You can unlock up to €500. I'm currently unlocked the €1. I'm now trying to unlock the 4. So now I've actually got a cash balance of 1, so I can maybe try and unlock these challenges, these missions, because I can play sit and goes. And if I win those, then I've got more cash balance. I can actually withdraw that euro. So as you can see, even if I lose all this now, I've made €1. I can withdraw that. I don't think you can withdraw €1 because it's too small, but I could put that on. I could do whatever I want with that. So yeah, I've done all of this just with just signing up to UniBet for free. As I've said before, link is in the description if you're interested to take a look. It's a really good offer, especially for new people. So good luck everyone at the tables, and I'll see you next time.